Now I am going to explain special cases of parallelogram law of vectors. As we derived magnitude and the direction of resultant of two vectors, what is the magnitude of resultant of two vectors p and q? Root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. This is the magnitude. And for direction, we have written this equation tan alpha equal to q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. These two equations can give magnitude and direction of that resultant vector r. Now cases on these two equations. First one, if two vectors are parallel, if p bar is parallel to q bar, if both are in the same direction like this, then angle between the two parallel vectors is 0. If angle is 0, then the magnitude of resultant of these two vectors, root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1. So it is the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab. You can write it as a plus b whole square. So it is p plus q whole square. So square and square root cancel. So r is equal to p plus q. This value is maximum. The magnitude of resultant of two vectors is maximum when those are parallel to each other. So if two vectors are parallel, magnitude of two vectors is maximum. Or you can write this is the magnitude of r, but actually what is r? P bar plus q bar. R is this. Its magnitude is equal to p plus q. Now direction, from that you can see tan alpha equal to q sin 0 by p plus q cos 0. Sin 0 is 0, numerator is 0, tan alpha equal to 0, so alpha is 0. It means the resultant of two vectors, two parallel vectors also in the same direction of these two vectors. This is the resultant. So resultant is in the same direction of p and q. Clear? Now second case, if two vectors are anti-parallel, if p bar is in opposite direction to q vector, those vectors are called anti-parallel vectors. This is the p vector, this is the q vector. What is the angle between these two anti-parallel vectors? 180 degrees. Now if two vectors are opposite in direction, the magnitude of resultant of these two, under root of this equation, p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 180 degrees. Cos 180 is minus 1. This value minus 1. So it is root of p square plus q square minus 2pq. You will get here. Minus 1 you can write here. Or you can write this as root of p minus q whole square. Root and square cancel. So the resultant is minimum when two vectors are in opposite direction. So if p is greater, you can take p minus q, or if q is greater, q minus p. The magnitude of resultant is minimum. Or you can write this, what is r? Actually r is the magnitude of the resultant vector, that is p bar plus q bar, its mod. This r is this, its magnitude. This is p minus q or q minus p. This is the minimum value. So it means what? When two vectors are parallel or in the same direction, resultant magnitude is maximum. And when two vectors are in opposite direction, resultant magnitude is minimum, which is equal to the difference of magnitude of two vectors. And to direction, you can see, you can apply the same formula, tan alpha equal to this formula. You can apply the same formula tan alpha equal to, in this case, tan alpha equal to q sin theta is, in this case theta 180 by sin 180 by p plus q cos 180. Sin 180 also 0, so tan alpha equal to 0, alpha equal to 0, means it is also in the direction of p vector if p is greater than q. Otherwise, between these two, if q is greater, that resultant is always in the direction of larger vector, you should remember. So if two vectors are opposite in direction, the resultant direction is in the direction of larger vector. For example, if it is 10 units and this is 3 units, resultant is 7, that is in the direction of this 10. If it is 13, the resultant is 13 minus 10, it lies in the direction of q. I think it is clear. If vectors are opposite in direction, resultant direction is along the direction of larger vector. If two vectors are perpendicular, case 3, if p is perpendicular to q vector, that is angle is 90. If theta is 90, that resultant magnitude is root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos 90 degrees. Cos 90 is 0. Clear? So if it is 0, then you can have only p square plus q square. This is for 90 degrees. Now direction of the resultant, in this case tan alpha equal to q, this equation, q sin theta, theta is 90 here, by p plus q cos 90. Tan alpha equal to sin 90 1, cos 90 0. This is 0, this is 1. So q by p. If p equal to q, then both cancel each other, alpha equal to 45. Means when angle between two equal vectors is 90, that resultant lies exactly middle. Not only for this 90 degrees, for any angle between two equal vectors, the resultant always lies exactly middle of two equal vectors. Let me show that one also here. That is the fourth case. For two equal vectors, fourth one, if magnitude of p vector is equal to magnitude of q vector, or you can say simply p equal to q. If two vectors with the same magnitude, then resultant, first I will write the equation for magnitude of resultant, that is p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Now here p is equal to q, so you can write this is p square. Now q is also p square, this is 2p into p square cos theta. This is r is equal to root of p square plus p square, 2p square plus 2p square cos theta. So from this you can see here 2p square is common, so you will have 1 plus cos theta, 1 plus cos theta. This 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. You can write that from cos 2 theta formula. So remember that here, that is r is equal to root of 2p square. This value is 2 cos square theta by 2. Now you can see here 2 into 2 4, you can write that 4 outside the root, it becomes a 2, and p square also written outside, it becomes a p. Root of cos square theta is cos theta by 2. This is the formula for magnitude of two equal vectors. So two vectors with same magnitude. And direction, you can see the direction for this two vectors with the same magnitude. tan alpha. Tan alpha equal to what? Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Clear? Now P is equal to Q here. That is the condition. Now tan alpha is equal to, here P is Q, P sin theta. You can write sin theta as 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. This is based on sin 2 theta formula. Sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. Or you can write from this sin theta is equal to 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. So I have written this sin theta as 2 sin theta cos theta by 2. Here this is P, this is also P. You can take P common. You will have 1 plus cos theta. P cancelled. Then it implies tan alpha equal to 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. Already we have written 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. 2 cancelled. Here cos theta and this square. Therefore, the tan alpha is equal to tan theta by 2. So, alpha is equal to theta by 2. It means what? What is theta? Angle between two vectors. If angle between two vectors is 60, then alpha is 30. Means the resultant of two vectors with the same magnitude lies exactly middle. Clear? If theta is 60 degrees, then alpha is 30 degrees. And beta, what about beta? Beta also 30 degrees. Alpha plus beta is theta. You can see one example here. Example problem. If P vector is equal to 10 units and Q vector also 10 units, angle between these two is 90 degrees. Then R and alpha, magnitude and the direction of resultant of two vectors. You can see here R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So from this, R is equal to root of P is this 10 square 100, this is also 100, cos 90 is 0, this is 0. It gives root 200. So magnitude of resultant is 10 root 2. That is the magnitude. Now for angle alpha, tan alpha equal to formula Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Tan alpha equal to, this is a 10 sin theta, theta is 90, sin 91, and this is a 10 and cos 90 is 0. Tan alpha equal to 1, alpha equal to 45. So from this you can understand, if angle between two equal vectors is 90, resultant makes 45 degrees with either P or Q, or beta also, beta equal to 45. The same, alpha equal to beta equal to theta. Another second example with unequal magnitude with same angle 90 degrees. You can see here the second one, if P equal to root 3 and Q equal to 1 and theta equal to 90, then the magnitude of R and alpha. So based on that same magnitude equation, square of this 3, Q square is 1, 2P is root 3, cos 90 is 0, no need to write this term, this is 0, this is R is equal to root 4, this is equal to 2, that is the magnitude. Now direction of this R vector is given by tan alpha equal to Q sin theta sin 90. What is Q? 1 into sin 90 by P plus Q cos theta. P is root 3, cos 90 is 0. Clear? Q plus p cos theta, that is cos 90 is 0. So tan alpha equal to 1 by root 3. So alpha equal to 30 degrees. Then beta is alpha plus beta is theta. So beta is equal to 60 degrees. From this you can understand the resultant vector always closer to a bigger vector or larger vector. So here from this example you can understand, from these two examples you can understand, if p equal to q, then the resultant lies exactly middle, that is alpha equal to beta and that is equal to theta by 2. If p vector magnitude is greater than q, then alpha value is less than theta by 2 and beta value is greater than theta by 2. It means what? It lies closer to larger vector. If it is p vector and this is q vector, now resultant lies closer to this, closer to resultant larger vector. This is alpha, this is beta. So here it means what? Alpha is greater than beta. So you should remember that the resultant of two vectors always closer to larger vector. If vectors are with same magnitude, resultant lies exactly middle. Clear? And resultant magnitude, the maximum magnitude of resultant of two vectors is R maximum is p plus q and R minimum is p minus q. This is for angle 0 degrees, this is for an angle 180 degrees. The resultant always lies between these two, never be more than maximum, never be less than minimum. It means what? This R value less than or equal to p plus q, greater than or equal to p minus q. Minimum is this. So for any given angle between p and q, the magnitude of resultant of two vectors never be more than the sum of magnitude of two vectors or difference of magnitude of two vectors. This is very important. So it means what? As increase of angle from 0 to 180, magnitude of the resultant of two vectors decreases gradually from maximum to minimum. When you increase the angle between two vectors, if it is the p vector and this is the q vector, this is the angle. If you change this angle from 0 to 180 like this, if these are the two vectors, if these are the two vectors, if I change the angle between these two vectors from 0 to 180, that magnitude of resultant decreases from maximum to minimum. So from that you can understand that R value is maximum when angle between those two vectors is 0 and it decreases as increase of angle gradually. R30 is lesser than R0 degrees, R45, R60 degrees, R90 degrees. When you increase the angle gradually, that resultant decreases. R120, R135, R150 degrees, R180 degrees. So this is minimum and this is maximum. More the angle, lesser the magnitude of resultant of the vectors. So the angle between two vectors never be more than 180, never be less than 0. So angle always between 0 and 180. So magnitude of resultant lies between these two values, never be less than this, never be more than maximum.